Hey, everybody. Andrew Peterson here and Chris Wall here. I'm one of the executive producers of the Wingfeather Saga and the author. And I'm really glad that it's 2023. What about you, Chris Wall?
Happy New Year, Andrew Peterson. Yeah, good to see everybody. And we are
Yes.
thrilled to have had a little break. Got to watch Wingfeather Saga with our family, and it was
Yeah,
a
man.
blast. What a great
I
way to
have,
end
I have,
2022.
yeah, I was going to say during Christmas break more than once, I just took a nap on the couch with it playing in the background. I've seen it so many times that it's just so fun to like just put it on. I would go to the angel.com or use my computer, my TV, and put it on and start watching it and just fall happily asleep just because it's so fun to have it out there.
Yeah, and the reaction's been amazing. You have hopes that people like what you've made, and certainly there's people that don't like some stuff, but all in all, it's been just
Nah,
so good.
I think the people who don't like stuff actually do. They just don't know it yet. How
They
about
don't
that?
know it yet. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Lots to unpack from episode 3. So thanks for joining us tonight. We're going to talk a lot, Andrew and I, about just some of the reactions, and we've got some questions we've been asked. We're going to answer, and it'll be super fun. And we have a couple very special guests with us today, and excited to jump in there. I think Andrew. And then we have a really cool video at the end that is kind of a look back at the year of 2022 and some stuff that got accomplished. So stay to the end for that. It's super fun. Andrew, I guess it's funny to have started last year hoping, if you remember this, that we'd have an episode to show. That was the
Yeah.
idea. Could we show an episode in December? And then I think it was by summer, we were like, maybe we could have 2 episodes, And it was like, whoa, I don't know, that's crazy. And then to get all the way to 3 episodes, a lot of people think that the series is in the can and we're hanging around, but we're actively making this thing. And
Yeah. Yeah.
gosh,
Yeah, there were tweaks being made to episode 3 like up to Christmas, and yeah, it's just amazing. But there have been I think we talked about this last time. Just people are kind of like, I wish you would just release them all at once. It's like, oh man, it's a miracle that we're releasing any of them right now.
yeah,
So it's just and it was really fun too. Kudos to Keith Lango and the team because when it was like, hey, I think we can do one, and Keith would send a message back saying, hey, I think we can do this. He's figuring out the pipeline and figuring out how to make things happen in a way that he always believed that they could. So he proved it
you
with
proved it.
3 episodes by December. Yeah.
And so we're in this gap in January while we're working on episodes 4, 5, and 6. Of course, you and I are got some work ahead of us for episode 4, a mix coming up here, and in 5 and 6, those will come out February 10th. We'll start part 2. So we're kind of in this in between. We've got
Just
a couple
over a
of
month.
live streams we're going to do in between, with including. Oh, I'm so excited! A very cool series trailer. We did a teaser trailer, but now it's time for the full trailer. And some people have asked, like, where's the next trailer? And well, we have to make a show to get clips for the trailer. So we've had a little logjam there, but we are deep into that right now, and can't wait to show you. We'll have an announcement on that very soon. Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
So
okay,
fun.
So let's get to our first guest, shall we? We are so excited today to be joined by Janner. Alkaio, who plays Janner, will be here with us. And Andrew, we went through a long journey to find this fine young actor, and then see him come to life. And I'm excited to talk with him about all the work that he's done here.
Yeah, man. We found the right person for the job. I think
That's right.
It took a long time, but I think we all just kind of went thumbs up. Yes, we found the guy. So
That's right.
He's
Awesome.
doing a great job.
All right, without further ado, please welcome Alkaio. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what are you gonna say to Sara?
I don't know. I'll say I made this with Fully Blossoms to keep the fangs away, and then I thought about who might like it. And then I thought you might like it because you know all about flowers, and you like flowers, and you don't like fangs, and I hope you like this necklace I made. Oh, does that sound silly?
I don't know. Ask her.
I think a fang repellent necklace is a great idea. Maybe Verinia should start selling them.
All right. Welcome to Alkaio. Welcome to the live stream. Good to see you, man.
Hey, man,
Well,
good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, man.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And did you make any particular New Year's resolutions that you're excited about here?
Unfortunately, no. No, I know I didn't.
Okay, here's my question. What was your favorite Christmas present or one of your favorite Christmas presents?
Ooh. I got a lot of, well, as a family, we got a lot of board games.
Oh, are you
those are
guys
gonna
board
be
game
fun.
people?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Very board game people. And then I also got an Xbox.
Oh, nice.
Which I'm very excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's so fun. Our family have you played Chameleon? Have you guys played the game Chameleon yet?
No,
No,
I
Have
haven't.
you heard of this, Chris? It's a
No.
great game. It's like our new favorite family board. It's not a board game, it's a party game, but it's really good. Look it up.
Nice.
We
Definitely.
got
Insane.
our family game was this sushi game. It's like a
What's
sushi
it
menu
called?
board, and you play with cards, and you're getting it's interesting.
Oh, cool. Because we have a card game called Sushi Go.
That one. That's the
Oh,
one.
was
That's
it?
the one?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
really?
It was like some deluxe version where it has like a big menu board and you.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we just have the normal one.
It's fun.
Well, we have 3 episodes of Wingfeather out in the world, and I'm just curious, what's it been like for you from, recording to now seeing it, and of course the premiere in between then.
Oh, for sure.
What's your experience been?
Well, the first episode, it was a little weird to hear like my voice on someone else's body. It's because it was one of the first major voiceover things I did. And as I watched more, I kind of it felt more normal as I watched for longer and for more episodes. Because I just felt like I am Jenner now. Like I'm not. It's not my voice on someone else's body. It's just Jenner. And yes, that was fun. All the episodes. I mean, the 3 episodes that are out are so good, so fun. I really enjoyed recording them.
It's
Awesome.
a weird experience, right? Putting your voice down and then waiting for a long time, and then hoping that what happens with your voice is cool, right?
Yeah, I remember, from while waiting for the first episode to come out, totally lost my thought there. No idea where I was going. No,
that happens
clue
to me
where I was
all the
going.
time. Get
Wow.
used to it, kid.
Yeah.
I was going to say one thing that I loved was the fact that you recorded all of your Janner lines in your own studio, and
Mhm.
Robert Griffin recorded all of his Tink lines in his own studio, and Lily did all of hers, and they all get put together into one thing, and it sounds completely convincing, like you guys are in the room talking to each other, doesn't it?
Yeah, I got a couple at the premiere. I got a couple people come up to me and said, "Wow, you guys have such great chemistry."
Yeah,
I was like, "Thanks."
Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing that happens. I also noticed as Oscar, I did the voice for Oscar Nostra, that like after like 15 seconds, I just forgot that it was me. I just was watching the thing happen, and it's like, oh, that's just some guy up there, Is that how it feels to you?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's not me anymore. It's just Jenner.
Mhm.
That's Jenner. That's Jenner's character, and I'm not really a part of it. I just give him the words. And
Yeah, that's great. So good.
This is you said this is kind of your first major role for an animation series like this. When you were auditioning, tell us about that experience. I mean, it's been a while, so
yeah.
Yeah.
I was just starting out. So every audition I got was big and exciting. And I just kind of thought, like, hey, that guy looks pretty cool, and he kind of looks like me. I read through the script, and I was like, I can relate to this script. I kind of like this. And so we recorded this audition, and I was like, that's pretty fun. And at that time, I wasn't very like, I really hope I get this role. I kind of did it and I forgot it. But for this role in particular, I really, really hoped that I got this role because I felt connected to it and I wanted it. And, here we are.
Here we are.
After
Yeah, here we are.
rounds of auditioning, and I remember the live callback where I didn't know what efforts were. And so you guys were like, "Hey, do you know what efforts are?" And I'm like, "No, oh no, you guys. Oh, they're the
Yeah.
All they're that exactly. They're making funny
exactly.
sounds, and act like you're running.
Yeah.
Act like you just passed out.
Yeah, it's like pretend like you just threw a ball. And I thought that was so cool. Like we're actually using like the words that real actors use. Woo! I was
That's
so
exactly right.
excited. And then when I got the role, I was so excited. My whole family was so excited. We were yelling up and down. I think I even might have been sick at that time, so it wasn't the full shebang. But so exciting.
Jeez. Well, you've gotten to see Janner now in 3 episodes, so we've got 3 more to go. But we've got the first 3 that you've gotten to see, and that's another thing that I don't know if everybody knows this, but you record the voice, but it doesn't mean you get to see necessarily how it's used until we're done with it. So, out of the first 3 episodes, is there a particular moment that's a favorite moment for you? It doesn't have to be one of your scenes, but is there something that was like, wow, that was really awesome?
Yeah, so one there are two moments that I remember specifically. And one was, I think it was in the trailer, and it was in the first episode where Lily gets runs away with Nugget, and she gets lost and we can't find her, and we run into Tink and I are looking for her, and we run into a little clearing, and I go, "Where'd she go?" Completely unintentionally, I did a little voice crack there. And I am so proud of that, voice crack. As soon as I heard it, I was like, yes, I did that voice crack, and I'm so proud of it.
That's so good.
And then,
that's so good.
And then another one that I really enjoyed doing and seeing was that scene when I'm making Sarah's necklace, and Lily comes up, and we have that his hilarious conversation about me and Sarah. And I remember reading the script for the first time, and Lily says, "What I want is for you to marry Sara Cobbler." And I think it was me and my dad reading it, and we just completely lost it. And he was like, "That's so cute." And then recording that was awesome. I can really relate to that awkwardness.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like acting it. And then when I go on that rant, when I'm thinking about how to give Sarah the necklace, and Lily and Sarah are just sitting behind me, I remember recording that and just loving every second of it.
It's such a great setup.
Fun. Yeah. I like the moments in acting where I have to talk fast and just talking fast. I love talking fast. I don't know. It's not I don't know, when I'm acting, I just like talking fast. There's not a reason behind it. I got very excited when I got to talk fast in that scene.
That scene is what has one of my favorite moments in the whole show, which is when Sarah, after you realize that she's listening to you, and she comes and she talks to you, she touches your shoulder, or Janner's shoulder, and just for a second you can see him his eyes get big, and he kind of sees her hand touching him. Do you remember what I'm talking about? And the animators just nailed it right there. It was so much wonderful awkwardness in that. It's so good.
So good.
Awesome. Yeah.
Well, so let's take a break for a minute, because we also have another special guest, Alkaio. So if you don't mind, we're going to step aside for a second, and we're going to say hello to Ari, who plays Sarah, and we'll come back in a minute and bring you back in. But for now, I want to play a clip of Sara Cobbler, played by Ari, and then we'll get to meet Ari.
Oh, I love it. Thank you, Janner.
You're welcome. So, wanna go to Books and Crannies with us?
Oh, I can't. I have to work.
All right. We have to go find Tink. I guess I'll see you next week. Let's go, lady.
Hey, have you ever seen a silver moonbloom?
What?
The most giant flower in all of Scree. They're as big as Lily, and they only open once every 7 years.
You saw one?
On the cliff wall. It was already glowing, so I think it's about to open. You want to meet on the bridge at dawn to see it?
Sure. We can meet whenever you want. Sure. That sounds fine.
Okay, well, I have to go water a bunch of purplies out back. Thanks for the fang repellent. I hope it works. See you in the morning.
All right, there's Sara Cobbler. Please meet Ari. Hello, Ari.
Hey, Ari.
It's so great to see you guys again.
Good to see you too.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. I can't believe it. Like, 2023 sounds like such a futuristic number. It's crazy to think that we're here now.
Have you had to write it
It's
down
so
yet?
funny.
No, not yet. I did write 2022 down one last time, though.
For old time's sake, just before
Yeah.
midnight. Yeah.
Okay, so we asked Alkaio this. Did you make any New Year's resolutions?
I did. It was to get a more like consistent hair schedule with like washing my hair and keeping it healthy and stuff. So hopefully I end up following through with that. I think I made that my New Year's resolution last year too, and didn't end up following through. So I'm
That
curious.
is so good. That's so good. I should resolve to like actually just comb my hair once every month or so. That wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm like looking like, am I bald? I think I am. What about Christmas? Did you get any good Christmas presents?
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of I got this little like photo printer thing so that it looks like Polaroid pictures, but you can print them out from your
Oh,
phone.
yeah.
So it's been really cool. I've been printing out little like memories from the year and hanging those up on my bulletin board.
Oh, that's awesome. One of our kids got an actual like camera, old school camera where you have to like wind it and take the picture. I was like, wait, is this like a thing they're into now? And evidently like everything's going retro. I
Yeah.
kind of love it. I think it's great. Well, we're so glad that you're here.
So glad to have you. And I have to tell you, all right, we are just so thrilled to have gotten to share 3 episodes already before 22 finished. What's this been like for you? What's the response like? Like, tell us some of your experience.
It's been like so surreal because like it's always kind of been a dream of mine to do like an animation or a cartoon, and this is the first project I've been a part of. So like seeing my character, like hearing my voice on screen for the first time was like, oh my gosh. So it's been really
Yeah, and
is so
already fans have responded. You know, they were like, you know, whoa, this Sara is. So in the books, of course, Sara doesn't appear in the story till much later. And they're getting and they were asking a lot of questions. Why is Sara here now? And then by episode 3, they're like, oh, that's why she's here. You know.
I've been so honored to be in the first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
And she is such a cool character. Yeah, go ahead. What were you going to say, Chris?
No, just tell us about, you know, becoming Sara for you. Like, you know, tell kind of becoming that character and what you've enjoyed about that.
Yeah, so I feel like Sara is fairly similar to I am as a person. So it's like I didn't have to change my voice a ton, which is nice. But it kind of, I enjoyed bringing that like fierceness and that kind of power behind her voice. It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if you knew this, like I can't remember if we told you this or not, but like Sara Cobbler like started out, she like when I wrote the first book, I remember my editor, like I'd written the entire book and the editor was helping me kind of flesh out some things in the first draft. And she said, hey, you know, I feel like that opening scene where Janner's like lying in bed and he can hear the black carriage out the window, like it would be good if it like felt more personal. Like what if he knew of somebody who had been taken? And I just kind of went back and like banged out the quickest little there was a girl named I don't know, Sara Cobbler, who got taken by the carriage. I just kind of just put it in the first chapter and forgot about it. And then when I was writing book 2, when Janner got taken to I don't want to spoil anything, but Janner finds himself in this really awful place, and I remembered, oh my goodness, there's this girl that he knew of who had gotten taken. And so anyway, she ended up becoming possibly one of my favorite characters in the whole story, just because of that little seed. So the fact that we got to bring her all the way into the very first season has been so fun. It's been so cool to me to see the fans reacting to it. Like they also love Sara Cobbler, and to get to see her out of the gate has been really cool.
Yeah, that is so awesome. That's how Sara Cobbler was born. That's a cool story to hear.
Yeah,
Tell us about, do you remember back to auditioning for this and kind of stepping in the room for the first time and the story and all the world of it? Some of your thoughts and experience through that.
Yeah, I thought like the whole world of the Wingfeather Saga is really awesome, and it's really unique, I feel like. So I've enjoyed reading the book now because I'm like, oh, I got to catch up since it seems really cool.
Yeah, it's strange to have, I think for other, television or animated series, you just have kind of the script, right? And in this case, you have a big set of books, right? That you can go to.
Yeah, I feel like that's part of what's made it feel more like a full or real, I guess, because it's one thing to have like a script, but it goes so much deeper into the world building with the Wingfeather Saga. It's really like made this project special.
That's awesome. All right, so we've seen 3 episodes so far. Is there a favorite moment for you? Is there a favorite spot, things you've seen?
I feel like my favorite moment is definitely when they're playing Zibsy and she like first arrives and she's like, "You're not gonna start without me." Like that's a really cool moment.
Her arrival on the back of a gambloat is the
Yeah.
most absurd and wonderful.
I
And then
feel like
evidently Sarah has a skill of making sports equipment, because she has made the ball for the game, for the Zibsy game. That's like a whole other skill I didn't know she had.
yeah, that was really cool little Easter egg there.
We talked a little bit during your audition, but we didn't really bring it out with the fans here, but that we wanted to have Janner have this real desire and love for creatures, and we thought it'd be interesting then for Sarah to have a love of fauna, right? Of growing things. And so we really kind of set that up so that it was kind of naturally unfolded for us in the writing room of like, oh, and wouldn't it be fun to have her then, if she had like a little job in town, of course, Janner's over at the bookstore, but what if she was over at Ferenia's, and that just kind of all folded together. And then I don't remember when it was, Andrew, do you remember when the Moonbloom flower invitation, came up? That was totally, like this, hey, what would that look like?
Yeah, I love that moment.
Do you have, tell us about your love of flowers. Do you have a love of flowers? Because, your character does, but is that something that you, Ari, as well?
Yeah, I always like love how flowers look and how colorful and beautiful they are, and how it's like there's such a wide variety of flowers. The only bad thing is I personally am not the best at keeping them alive. So in my distance.
That's awesome. Well, you have definitely brought this character to life in a really vivid way. We were talking with Alkaio a minute ago. Did you have any kind of adjustment period hearing your voice inside of that animated character?
Yeah, at first I was kind of like, is that me? Like, how when you hear your voice back on like your phone or something, you're like, oh, that sounds like so cringe or something. I feel like it sounded like me at first, and after a while I was like, okay, I hear it now.
Oh man. Yeah, Andrew talked about this earlier because he plays Oscar. Same thing, right? You're aware of yourself for a minute, right? Like how you sound.
Yeah, it pretty quickly stopped feeling like it was me talking at all. So yeah, it's pretty
Kind
cool.
of become the character.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, if you don't mind, we're gonna welcome back in Alkaio, and let's have a chat with the 4 of us here. So Alkaio, I think he's coming in here. Hey, welcome back, Alkaio.
Hey.
All right. So I have a question for both of you. Outside of your own character, who's your favorite character so far in the series?
I feel like mine was probably that little creature in the forest in the 3rd episode that he was so sorrowful and started crying and ran away. Like my whole family was laughing so hard at that. It was hilarious.
The Squeeblin. Yes, the Squeeblin. Fear the Squeeblin.
Yeah. How about you, Alkaio?
I'll have to go with either Oscar, hilarious.
Good answer.
Or I really like Lily. She's so cute. She's so powerful, and I just
Yeah,
Just think she's great. Yeah, she's great.
great.
All right, well,
Yeah.
listen up. We asked some fans to get us some questions, and so we've got a couple of these. We'll just see where these go. All right, so here's our first question. Okay, this is for both of you. So okay, why don't you start? What's your favorite color and why?
I'm probably gonna go purple because I feel like it's lively and royal, and whenever I see a bright violet, it just gets me peppy and yay.
That's great. All right, how about you? Favorite color and why?
Yeah, actually, mine's kind of the same. I was going to say lavender. My room was like a lavendery color when I was little. I don't know why I always try to find it no, purple's not my favorite color. But then everything I wanted was purple. So I've accepted at this point that my favorite color is lavender.
That's awesome.
Good.
Great.
I kept thinking about Will Ferrell in Elf when he said, I like your purple dress. It's very purpley. I remember that. Pretty good.
Awesome. Next
all right.
question from A Faith R99. What's your favorite pastime? Ari, how about you?
I love drawing and doing digital art and different sketches and sketchbooks and stuff. But also over this past winter break, I picked up crocheting. So I've been doing that a lot recently. And that's been a lot of fun.
I crocheted when I was about your age. My grandmother was wicked fast at it, and she would make us scarves. And I was like, I have to learn. And I don't remember it anymore. But I don't think. It's probably like a bike where if I did it again, it would come back. But yeah, it's wonderfully, I don't know, it's slow and relaxing.
Because I like to fidget a lot with my hands. So it's kind of can become mindless.
Yeah, it's great. Okay, how about you? Favorite pastime?
Well, I love being outdoors. So I love hiking and playing outside. I also love to watch sports. My whole family, I was going to say my whole family loves sports. My mom isn't so into sports. My dad is, but my mom sits on the couch and watches with us because my dad gives her free leg rubs.
Great. Okay, let's see what our next question is here. All right, this is Living in Story Worlds asks, what's your favorite part of playing, Sarah?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I guess that Sarah, as a character, can be an inspiration to a lot of young girls around my age, and even girls even younger, to kind of be give them the courage, I guess, be oh, if Sarah can do it, I can do it. That warms my heart to think that I could be that for somebody else through Sarah.
Yeah, and especially as we think about Sarah's journey going forward. Because we now know because of this last episode that she's been captured, and so what's going to happen with her? That comes up in season 2.
And I don't know if Sarah because.
Thank you, Alkaio.
I don't know if you guys have read the rest of the series yet, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but I can't wait.
I've read through book 3.
Just to see her story arc because it's pretty awesome, pretty great.
Yes, as you know, we're in pre-production on season 2, and we just did a lengthy bit of work on some scenes with Sarah. So anyway, yeah, lots to come. All right, next question. Let's see what we have here. Oh well, of course, got to go back for Lily Marie C96. What's your favorite thing about playing Janner? Go ahead, Ari. You can answer for him.
I love the family dynamics in the Wingfeather Saga. I know I've said this a lot in the past, but the interactions with my brother and sister are always so sweet and funny. And also actually talking to Sarah, I like acting in those awkward moments.
Mm-hmm.
And I like those heartwarming, funny, charming moments.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That's been really fun to see you find that too. Okay, just in portraying him. One of the things that a lot of kids stuff will end up being kind of snarky, and we really loved the way you brought an innocence to him. He's funny, and he can disagree with his brother and sister, and kind of he can be punchy, right? But he's so just open to his family, and you know, Andrew's talked about this a lot, that he not only loves his family but actually likes them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really important for this character that we have him there. So it's been great to hear that from you. Ari, when we were talking with Alkaio earlier, he talked about the chemistry that the kids have together, and the chemistry between the two of you, which is funny on account that you guys have never really spent any time together because we record these also separately. You guys got to meet for the first time at the premiere in Nashville. Tell me about that meeting, and like, oh wow, you're taller, you're shorter, you're whatever. Like it's kind of a funny thing, right?
Yeah, I think yes, I think we almost met. Like our moms were like messaging back and forth and trying to like figure so we could find a place to meet, but it didn't end up working out. So we'll definitely have to like meet and see each other.
You didn't meet at the premiere? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, we're all
that's crazy.
Having traveled thousands of miles. Oh, I'm so sorry. That was a
It was
crazy
a busy
night.
day. It was a busy night.
Okay, well, there you go. I got to meet with each of you, I guess, separately. Yeah. Alkaio, at that premiere, you were dressed very nicely. Ari, of course, you're lovely. Just loved everybody's outfits. Alkaio, you had a particular feature that people may not have noticed about your outfit, and that was your tie. You want to tell us about that?
Very cool tie. So my mom, it was my mom's idea. I'm not taking any credit for it. Even though it's so cool. My mom had the idea that was like, you know, you have a pretty fun personality. Why don't we make you a fun tie to match it? And I was like, sure, you know, let's do it. And so she went and she worked for a couple of days, and she came back with this like online blueprint of a tie, and it had Janner on it. And I was like, never seen that before. But it's a really cool tie.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, that's perfect. I'd love to wear that. And so we ordered it, and it came, and it's super cool. It actually, you can't see it when I'm wearing it, but just as a little hidden feature on the neck, it says the necktie of neckness.
The necktie of neckness. Nice.
It's a cool tie.
That's awesome. That's great. Well, it was a really cool little feature. All right, let's see if we got another question here from our fans. Kalmar Wolf King says, what's your favorite creature in Aerwiar? Actually, Andrew, I want to ask you that first. What's your favorite creature?
My favorite creature. Oh my. Well, the one that makes me laugh the most is called the Gunky, and it's in Pembroke's Creaturepedia. It's just this rando creature that just is a little bit ape-like, and then Pembroke's Creature. It was one of the sketches that I drew, and I was just kind of doodling, and it turned into this monster. And Pembroke befriended the Gunky, and anyway, there's this whole little sub story, and I remember I read the audiobook for Pembroke's Creaturepedia earlier in 2022, and I was in the studio. I couldn't stop laughing at my own stupid book because I'd forgotten how weird it was, and I was laughing out loud at the studio. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to go with the Gunky because he's often forgotten. We will probably not meet the guy. There he is. Yeah, look at that guy. Don't you just love that guy?
What is happening? That is.
They're really friendly. Yeah, they're just these sweet, dumb animals. So yeah, I love the Gunkies.
Fantastic. That's great. All right. Ari, how about you? Favorite creature so far?
Mine are definitely the garden thwaps. They're so funny. And I kind of feel bad for them sometimes. They just kind of fling them around and kind of throw them.
Don't feel sorry for the thwaps. No. Yeah, they are not to be trusted.
Yeah. Okay, how about you?
Well, I don't like snick buzzards, but I like that they have a belly button.
Another one.
Big, hairy belly button, which partly wants to make me laugh and partly wants to make me vomit.
Yeah.
So that.
There it is. There it is.
Look at that thing.
Or a
man.
Fazzleduff. You gotta love the Fazzleduff.
Or a Fazzleduff who does a naughty thing when you approach it. Yeah.
Naughty.
I thought you were gonna say Toothy Cow, because you're wearing the shirt, by the way. Very nice.
Very cool shirt. Very cool.
Wearing the merch.
Yeah.
Cool item.
That's awesome. Very good. All right, what other fan question we got here? Oh, here it comes. Have you read the books?
I've read 1 through 3, so
Okay.
I haven't read all of them, and I'm sorry that I have not read all of them.
No, it's okay.
Well, it's a split decision, because as an actor, you might not want to read ahead. You want to kind of be in the moment, right? Yeah, sure. All right, how about you?
I'm reading book 4.
Oh, your book. Okay, which is a big book, so we'll give you some time.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing like you'd said, like not when to read ahead. I finished the first book, and now as we head into like the production of the second season, I'll read the second book.
Fair.
Nice.
It's great. Good.
Nice.
Cool. All right. Let's see. Another question here. Megan Luna 08 says, if someone offered to play Zibsy in real life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No question.
Yes. It looks okay. It looks so fun, but I think I'd get hurt very quickly. But there are just so many crazy rules, and I love when games have crazy rules. So yes, 100% I would.
Yeah, me too. I would definitely want to play it in real life. I know like me and my cousins used to love playing like kickball and different stuff in my grandparents' yard. So I feel like it would be so much fun to play Zibsy in real life and all the crazy rules and make it a lot of fun.
Make it up as you go.
Yeah.
Andrew, have you ever played Zibsy? I mean,
No, Zibsy is not an old man sport. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, we played at New Year's Eve. We had a bunch of my kids had their friends over and families and whatnot. And we had like 70 people at our house. It was a little nutto. But
Oh my goodness.
they had a game there. Have you ever played Nine Square? Do you know this
Oh, I
game?
love Nine Square.
I'm assuming that's 4 square with 9 squares.
Boom, nailed it.
I
Except
knew
you
it.
play in the air. So
It's above you.
it's a PVC kind of structure that creates a square above you. And so you have to hit the ball, it has to stay out of your square, like Foursquare, but it's in the air instead of on the ground.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It is a really fun game. Yeah.
It
On the
looks,
Christmas tour. Yeah, we go to all these churches on the Christmas tour, and it's like almost every youth group has it now, like in the gym. And so the whole band would play for hours. Yeah, it's the best.
yeah, and you play with like a Foursquare ball, so it's a light ball, so it's not hard to toss up.
Yeah, pretty great.
All right, another question here. All right, Rachel something author, can't quite spell it. Anyways, Julia asks, which has been your favorite Wingfeather Saga episode so far?
Why must you do this to me?
Andrew, how about you? What's your favorite episode so far?
3 all the way.
Oh, no questions. Okay.
Yeah, I just loved episode 3. So many things about it. The spookiness, the danger, Ankle Jelly Manor, the squeebling. There's just it's one of those things where like every episode, every next episode will probably be my favorite one until we're finished.
That's probably true. All right, how about
There are
you?
great. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, okay. Get it.
There are great things about every episode. The first one, because I hadn't seen any of it before, it was so cool to see it all together. The second one, because I really enjoyed recording Zibsy and I wanted to see what it looked like.
Yeah.
And the third one, yeah, because of Ankle Jelly Manor. Like the adventure, it's like the first like big adventure that they've gone on. It was suspenseful and interesting, and
That's great. All right.
Yeah, I'd say mine's got to be a tie between episode 2 and episode 3 because it's like there are things I love about both of them. In episode 2, we have, of course, like the Zibsy game, which was both a lot of fun to film and so much fun to like see played out in the animation. And it was like the first time that we got to see a lot of like the characters like really like with quick back and forth and stuff together. But episode 3, we got to see like Ankle Jelly Manor, and that was really awesome because it's kind of like especially if you read the books, it's like the start of something big, and it's really exciting. So I don't know, I like them both a lot.
It does feel like that, right? Like we have our toes on the edge of what's about to go down in the second half of the season. I'm curious, what are you guys most, without spoiling anything, what are you most excited about in part 2? in episodes 4, 5, and 6, and where the journey goes. And Ari, obviously from the books, I think you kind of know where we're headed. But I'm curious for the two of you, what are you most excited about?
Trying to figure out like how to say something without spoiling anything.
Right, it's hard, right?
Well, the adventure aspect is so fun. Was again so fun to record. But I'm so excited to see it like live. And like the characters finally get to come to life. And thinking of how like we didn't know each other when we were recording this. And to know that we didn't know each other and we've just recorded singular lines, and seeing how good it all sounds together. I'm so excited for the action and adventure and just seeing it all together for the first time.
Yeah, I gotta say the family dynamic, like especially between like Tink and Lily and Janner, and how their bonds grow and get how their bonds grow and get stronger with each other as like the series goes on. I think it'll be really amazing to see, especially to like hear it come to life, since it was like you could feel their love through the books. I can't imagine how it's going to be with the animation. I'm really excited to see that.
Yeah, a lot of fighting. We haven't done that yet, but it's about to go down. Yeah. I think that one of the things that I got really excited about being a part of the story and helping to tell it is having moments like these, right? Where there's real peril, that real bad things can happen, and we all know that to be true, right? We've all kind of experienced some things. And Andrew, I'm curious for you, when we think about the moment of Janner alone on that bridge, and just the feeling of, receiving really bad news, right? How did you react to that when it finally came to?
Well, I love that moment. I love how much is said in that one little dropping of the book. I feel like that moment for Janner is like Tink's moment a few minutes later when Janner says that Sarah got taken by the black carriage, and Tink says, "Wait, they took a kid." It's like they've got this safe quote unquote safe world, that they think they know the rules, right? And then all of a sudden something breaks in and shatters what they thought was just gonna be forever. Janner's assumption was that things are just gonna kind of like chug along like normal. So that's how any adventure begins. And so yeah, I think that the kids go, and I think that for myself as the author, on the Wingfeather Saga website, there's a note to parents that I wrote a long time ago that kind of sets them up for that. That says, "Hey, I take very seriously the fact that you're trusting me to tell this story to you and your family. But also, like, while I really believe in the power of goodness and the importance of telling a story where light conquers darkness, that there's also just got to be darkness. You can't make a straw man out of the darkness. It's got to be real darkness and real danger and real peril in order to demonstrate that there is something stronger than that." And so that to me is a moment that's Janner beginning to realize the world was a more broken place than I thought it was.
Because they've had, 9 years of normal-ish, being on a farm. And I think people ask this question, Ari, okay, I don't know if you saw any of this chatter out there, but there are people asking about, the first couple episodes, it's a bit of a normal life, right? Like Sarah's working at the flower shop and they have this terrible encounter with Slarb, obviously, that was really scary, but then that passes and they're playing Zibsy. And so, a lot of that, I will tell you, the intent was for us to give a sense of the life they've had, right? And we talked about this, and one of our really exciting things about doing the animated series is getting to show what's life like. I remember, Andrew, I remember this way back with the short film, Kenny and Jake, who wrote a couple of first episodes, talked a lot about, I want to get into what's it like for the kids, what's it like for families in this town on a regular basis. Do they go to school? Do they play ball, right? And so we got to show some of this and now begin to break that up, right? And now things start to come apart. And I think that's part one, was kind of setting us up for this. and now bad things are starting to happen. And part 2, it just gets worse. That the safety they thought they had isn't there. Yeah. So, Andrew, any other reflections on episode 3, part 1? We've told this this first part of the story. Any other thoughts that you've had as you've kind of experienced it now?
Well, I just think that the writers and the story team, the animators, have done an amazing job of packing a whole lot of information into 3 25 or 28-minute episodes. Like, there's so much information that has to be conveyed in the beginning of a fantasy story like this. And we talked about the movie Dune a lot. Remember when we had all seen Dune, and we were kind of marveling at the patience with which the writers of Dune, the subtlety with which they told you the rules of the world, and like, this is how this is going to go. And so that, 3 episodes is not very much time, really, to get into it, really. And the other thing that I love, it's been so fun reading people's comments online, but when people would ask these questions, I kind of want to be like, oh, we already thought of that, like, that's a great question, but just wait till the next episode. And each episode is going to raise a question that the following episode is going to answer, because the team just works so hard. And I think that the part 1, the story arc of part 1 goes from, this introducing these viewers into this crazy weird world with toothy cows and fang sentries and all that kind of stuff, to now you've got these kids that everybody now really cares about. Like, that was what struck me when it gets to episode 3 and the kids are walking around in Ankle Jelly Manor. Like, you really feel like you know them at this point. And you're rooting for them, you're pulling for them. And so that's the best thing that you can do at the beginning of a story. It's like a 3 episode Save the Cat, it's like you really got to know these characters and understand what's at stake. And now with them in the cellar of Ankle Jelly Manor, like, everybody's just like, what's going to happen?
And that's such a cool thing in this world of animation, Alkaio and Ari, of the collaborative nature, because you guys brought your special talents to this and helped these characters to be lovable, right? And yeah, the writers wrote some scenes, and you guys, and then the animators get to go on top of that and bring those characters to life, and then the assembly guys get to pull it together in the Unreal Engine and make a thing we all get to enjoy. It's a blast. I get to sit here as kind of captain of the ship and kind of watch all those different pieces come together, and so I get this delight almost every day, right, of seeing every little additive piece come along. And I know for you guys, it's like, well, I'm behind a microphone and I'm doing a thing. But I want you to know your contributions have really shaped these characters to be the lovable characters that they are, both for Janner and Sara. Key characters that are going to create this very important drive in the second half of the season. So thank you both for your great work there.
Yes, you guys are amazing. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
thank you.
oh, so good to have you. Yeah, I'm so glad it worked out. Okay, so Alkaio, Ari, thank you. Happy New Year. Thanks for taking time with us this evening to hang out. And we'll see you guys again real soon as we start working on season 2 together. Oh, so excited. But thanks for joining us today. We'll see you later.
Happy New Year, you guys. Thanks. We'll see you later.
Thanks.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
All right, so great having Alkaio and Ari with us. They're good people.
Delightful.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty great. Andrew, episode 3, kind of like you said a minute ago, kind of answered a bunch of the questions that fans had been asking about. I know, sometimes it's you get a little like, oh, you just got to be patient. We got you. There are things yet to be answered. One of the questions that came from fans is, why didn't Janner react stronger to seeing this Esben Wingfeather name on a sword? And I know for you and I, we know the answer to that. But when you hear that kind of comment and you're in the middle of your story, what's your feeling in that moment?
Well, I go first, like, my first thought is, oh, just wait. Like, trust me, be patient. And my second thought is, oh, that's exactly the question we want them to be asking.
Right?
Like that's exactly it. It's like, yes, we want them to be so engaged that whenever they see something like that, they're going, wait a minute, one of the cool things to me about it was how much time we spent in the writer's room with the little index card, picking apart every little motivation. Like, does this person have this information at this point? And if so, how would they react when they find this thing out? And so it's just like this puzzle that everybody put together really carefully. And it's so cool to see the fans of the show poking at it, kind of going like, wait a minute, what about this? Wait a minute, what about this? And, we may not have gotten everything perfect. And they may come notice some things that we go, oh, that's a great question. Wish I'd thought of that. But there's been some really great engagement in that way. It just tells me that they're invested. It's just super, super gratifying to me that they care. There's a lot of things that they could be spending their mental energy on, and they're choosing to like engage with us in this show, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, and I'm hearing from families that their kids and teens are watching the show episodes again and again, trying to find more layers of stuff that we've tucked in there, and that's really gratifying because you do all the work, right? So we love it at Christmas around our house. I did it one of them this year, where you open an envelope and it's a riddle, and you got to chase it around your house and find out where the gift is. Sure. And I feel like we've created a bit of that here in these first 3 episodes. That there's a lot tucked in there that, like, we're setting up for us to pay off, right? Little touches. I think one of the super exciting things in episode 3, particularly for me, was finally getting to see the horned hounds. And first time we watched that here with my family, my 14-year-old Elijah leapt out of his seat when they showed up and went lunging at Tink. Are they as fearsome and awesome as you hoped they would be?
Yeah, for sure. More so even. Like, I remember Aiden, my son, was the character designer on those, I remember. And he turned up the knob to 11 on the horns coming out of their backs. Like in the Creaturepedia, they're nowhere near as crazy as they look in that thing. And I love the way their eyes are glowing. There's so many things about that thing.
And we've got some cool stuff coming up. There'll be some more horned hounds, not to spoil it, but there'll be some more. And we actually had a lot of fun playing with the ranking of them, that there's different ones size wise and kind of other features, so fans can kind of keep an eye out for that. Would
there be an alpha horned hound, I wonder?
Yeah, like what would it be? Like a king? One of the things we talked about earlier, and I just want to say again, is just a remarkable job that our team did bringing all 3 episodes in time for everybody to have before the end of the year. So families could gather around and enjoy that. And now that we're in our gap of January and there's lots more to share, I think that's the question now, is we've got these 3 episodes out there ready for people to dive in on them. And we're excited about now sharing. So people have asked, how can they help? Well, a couple things can help right away. Tell your friends. It's now time for the grassroots marketing. We know there are, frankly, hundreds of thousands of these books out in the world that people have read and may not even know that the series exists. So that's a big part. And word of mouth works great. Yes, we're going to do a lot of marketing. You're going to see a lot from us over the next month as we welcome people in. We kind of had our soft opening, like a restaurant might do. And now it's time for the grand opening. We're flinging the doors open because people can come watch these first 3 episodes and really, hopefully, sink their teeth into the story we have building. And then in February, we'll be back to tell the second part. But in the meantime, a couple things you can do. If you haven't visited, go IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes. We would love that. And share your own review. Tell us what you thought. If that's just a star rating, that's fine. But if you want to write something, that'd be lovely. Those really mean a lot. When people are like, I heard about this series, they often go look at those places. Is it any good? What did somebody say? And they go, oh, well, it looks like it's pretty good, And we're so thankful for all the, it's almost 500 reviews on IMDb. And so that's amazing. Yeah. So those are a couple ways. Obviously, we are excited about finding some ways to engage with you and find new ways to target audiences. So we're thinking about some fun screenings that we might do here as we roll out into the rest of winter and into spring, and what that might look like. So lots of fun ideas to come. and then just a lot of marketing to help kind of cut through the noise. There's lots of great shows you can watch, and we're excited about being one of those. You can also support us by paying it forward. So the show is always free. That we're community supported. It's pretty cool, Andrew. It's not unlike Patreon. For some people, it's a community supported show that says, hey, if you love this kind of show, if you love the story we're telling, jump in with us, and you can go visit theangel.com/wingfeather, and there's a pay it forward button. And it doesn't have to be a huge amount, but there are some perks if you're interested in that. But just saying, yep, I love this show and I want to be a part of it means a whole lot to us. We have seen just a remarkable reaction to the show so far. The number of people that have watched it is surpassed our expectations, and certainly really thrilled all of our partners at Angel Studios. And thank you for that. That means a lot.
Yes.
Andrew, this last year has had a lot of milestones. 22 had a lot of stuff happened, and crazy amounts of work. I think that I talked to somebody, I think I mentioned this to you around Christmas, that was like, well, with all the technology, animation, you just push a button and the computer does it, right? You're like, no, it's not how it works.
So funny.
So we've put together this really fun video that we're calling Wrapped, and it is just a look at some of the things that happened in 22, and we hope that you enjoy this. Take a peek at our Wrapped 22 video. Here it is.
Hi, I'm Ron Smith, and I'm the animation lead for the Wingfeather Saga animated series, and I feel really lucky to be part of such an amazing team bringing this story from the page to the screen. It's not just the brilliant adaptation, mainly it's the feeling of being part of something big, knowing that the work and dedication and sacrifice that everyone's putting into this project, that it's all worthwhile.
Hey, it's been great animating on the Wingfeather Saga. It was so much fun. I love the characters, I love the story. It was a lot of hard work. We had to animate a lot of seconds a week, but it was a really great team, animators from all over the world. It was really inspiring to see each other's work. It really motivated me to do better. We had a great lead, Ron Smith, really pushed my work to the next level, so I can't wait to come back for season 2.
Hi, I'm Larry Vasquez, and I'm one of the animators here on the Wingfeather Saga, season 1. We're working with other fellow artists from around the US and around the world. They did a great job on making it feel like a studio. Chris Wall was in on the screenings, and Andrew Peterson was on the screenings. And so it was really neat to see guys that are intimately involved in the development of the story and adaptation from the books into the series.
I really enjoyed the fact that the Project Gather international team of artists and how everyone's work blend in so well. You had animators from Spain, Turkey, Czech Republic, Croatia, Holland, Germany, US, Austria. I guess it speaks also that characters and story works so well on a global level. I think that second season will be absolute blast, and fans, as soon as they finish the last episode of the first season, will be super excited to continue the journey.
Hey everybody! Hey everybody! Hey everybody! Afternoon, everybody!
I'm just really excited to see that what families think about this new style, which feels like a painting. That's just layered on top of a beautiful story.
It ends when someone finds the spine to do something about it. That's when.
And where is your spine, old-timer?
Keeping me upright.
Yeah.
Incredible. 1.9 million minutes animating. Yeah. So No, the computer doesn't just animate that. There's a lot of really hardworking people. If any of you are out there on LinkedIn, a lot of our really talented artists have been sharing some of their portfolios of work. And that's a fun place. We're going to share some of that back on our main social channels. But if you're on LinkedIn, you can get a sneak peek of some of that stuff. And all of this is done because you supported us with investment, supported us by paying it forward on the show. And then, of course, all of you that have been buying merch. We saw so many cool people exchanging Christmas gifts this year that were Wingfeather, and that means a whole lot. We have a really fun little sale happening at the wingfeathersaga.com/store. We have it that is, these book sets are available, these fine book sets, and every time that you order a book set and $75 of merch, so a book set and add a couple things, we're going to throw in a free beanie in that packet. So this thing's super cool. Andrew, do you have one of these, right?
Hold on one second.
Oh man, does he have one? He's going to pull it out. These are made of this super cool material, folks. They're super
This beanie?
That beanie right there?
He wearing?
That's awesome.
So fashionable. I mean, I've worn this outside a few times, and every time, like, people stop me on the street. They just want to know, what is it about me that makes me so cool? And I'm always like, well, it's just this. It's the hat.
Oh man.
Slightly to the side,
Right. That's the trick. Mm-hmm.
That deal. And it's a super cool logo too. I don't know if you guys can see the logo, but it's like this. It's a sea dragon, and it says the Wingfeather Saga. Yeah.
So good.
Very nice.
Yeah. So for right now, if you order $75 or more in the merch, we're going to give you that beanie for free. There's a code, beanie. So the code is beanie. And you'll
what's the code again?
What? Beanie.
I wonder why they chose that.
Clever. These people, I tell you. But so thanks to the Angel Studios team and the store team for working hard to get this cool stuff for us. All right. We are in our gap, but we're not stopping. We have a couple more live streams here in January that we're going to share with you. One of those, like I mentioned earlier, is to share a brand new season trailer that's coming up. Can't wait to show that to you. We'll announce it. Don't worry. We'll tell you when we're coming on. And then we have a couple more guests that we're excited to visit with. We've had if you missed it, of course, we got to talk with Romy, and then got to talk with Griffin, both Lily and Tink. And now we are headed into we finished out here, of course, with Jenner and Sarah, but now it's time to a couple other actors. February 10th, part 2 comes. We wish it could come faster, but we need to do the work. So February 10th starts with Escape to Pete's Castle. And then we'll get 2 weeks after that, February 24th, Fruit for Zuzab, and then finish us out season 1 on March 10th with The Jewels of Anira. Can't wait. It's going to be so good.
Can't wait, you guys.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Andrew,
it's good to see you, Paul.
Happy New Year to you, sir.
You too, man.
Thanks all for joining us on your Friday evening. Great to have you. And we will see you again very soon. Take care.
Adios.
My name is Andrew Peterson. I'm an author of fantasy novels.
I'm Chris Wall. I'm a producer.
Instead of the books kind of fizzling, they actually grew in excitement.
Really? Is that even possible?
That's kind of the end of the story, but it was not the end of the story.
And then 2020 happened.
It was kind of miraculous. I remember telling my brother about it, and he was like, "How is this even possible?"